Hey guys, welcome back to my little mini guide walkthrough type of thing for the Dark Souls 1 or Dark Souls Remastered starting classes. My name is Rob, and today we're going to be talking about the Bandit. The Savage Bandit. 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 What was I trying to say there? Beignet? I don't know. Savage Bandit. High strength. Wields heavy battle axe. Bandit, obviously, if you look at the stat alignment, 12 vitality, 14 endurance, 14 strength. Wonder what type of build you might want to kind of go towards if you're a bandit. Probably strength. But, truth be told, the bandit has one of the most efficient um, stat spreads of any starting class in the game. Same as the warrior. So for if you're going to make a PvP build or something like that, the bandit is really good for min-maxing your stats because there's almost no wasted stats at all. Especially if you're not going to go with any spells of any kind. It starts with the 8 attunement. So if you want to cast any spells as the bandit, you need to level up your attunement twice. 10 faith, so 8 intelligence, you have to level up both of those 2 points in order to use even the most basic either sorceries or miracles. So something to keep in mind. The bandit is not really going to be a good class to start with if you want to do a spellblade type of character early on. I mean, you totally can do that. I have done it. But there are more efficient options for that type of character early on, like the Wanderer. But enough about that. Let's jump on in and discuss the Bandit starting gear and some cool things you can do early on with the Bandit. And right out the gate, the Bandit, while not having his battle axe or his shield equipped, can fast roll and has good mobility. It's something to keep in mind. As soon as you get your weapon and your shield, you're going to be down to mid-rolling. So either strip off some of the equipment or level up your endurance early on. I don't think you have to level it up very far in order to fast roll with all of your starting equipment. But I wanted to demonstrate in this video something you can do with any starting class if you want to, but since the bandit is kind of already starts you in the direction of a strength build, I wanted to show killing the Asylum Demon with Black Fire Bomb starting off. Look how much damage these things do. 195. Oh, he got me. Hang on. So almost got him. It's a shame that he only has that little smidgen of health left. But if you use 5 of the 10 Black Fire Bombs you're given, you can kill the Asylum Demon before ever getting your equipment, and you get the Demon's Great Hammer. Let's have a look at that. A whopping 22 units of weight, but also a base damage of 138. The only thing is, you need 46 strength in order to wield this weapon with one hand. I'm not exactly sure how much strength you need in order to be able to two-hand it, but, I mean, if you want this weapon and want to play around with it a bit, it's not a bad weapon. It's really heavy, and you won't be able to use it for quite a while. But if you want to eventually get to that point, totally can.
Well, now you know.
If you do kill the Asylum Demon with the Black Fire Bombs, you'll notice he doesn't drop the big Pilgrim's Key. Instead, you'll have to come over here to Oscar of Astora, and he'll give it to you along with the Undead Asylum Key for the 2nd floor.
Now I must be.
Alright, so like I had said previously, the Bandit, fully equipped by default, is going to be mid-rolling. So you do have to shed some equipment in order to get your fast roll back. And still not there. Let's try taking that off and putting the gauntlets back on. Alright, fast rolling. Can I wear my hood? Yep, you can wear everything except for the shirt. But if you don't mind mid-rolling, by all means, stay fully equipped. A couple of things to note about the starting equipment of the Bandit. no poise, so any attack that you sustain will cause you to flinch. It does start off with an excellent weapon in the Battle Axe, which is 95 base physical damage, the best of any of the starting classes so far, and 12 scaling that we get from the Bandit's 15 strength that he starts off with, and the Spider Shield, which is actually very good. It's another 100% physical damage reduction shield with 72% fire damage and 56 stability, which is not bad at all, and at 3 units of weight, which is standard for this type of shield. But there is a hidden effect with the Spider Shield. I wonder if the description says anything about it. Yes, it does. At the very end there it says has resistance to poison. And the reason this is good is because there's a certain area in the game called Blight Town where you've got these enemies that will shoot these poison blow darts at you, which can inflict this status effect called poison, which is, not poison, toxic, which is basically poison on steroids. It drains your health very, very fast. But if you hold this shield up, if you have this shield, and you get hit with one of those darts and it bounces off your shield, any other shield, you'll still get inflicted with toxin. With the Spider Shield, you don't. So it defends against, all kinds of like poison buildup and stuff like that. So that's another perk to starting off as a bandit. Even though you can easily find this shield in a couple of different parts of the game, if you don't want to go out of your way to look for it, you just want to start off with a shield like that, there you go. It's very good. And of course, with the Bandit starting with 14 strength and 19 dex, this is the perfect character to grab the Zweihander early if you want to use it. Put 1 point into dex, and I only have enough souls for 1 more point into strength. So, this is why I say grab that soul item at the very beginning there before you leave the asylum. Let's top off those souls real fast. Look there, I got enough souls to level up now, but I don't have enough sense not to immediately cancel myself out of the menu there. So with 16 strength and 10 dex, that is just enough stats to be able to two-hand the Zweihander, which I'll demonstrate here shortly. Alright, so having gotten the Zweihander, the note now says, hold with both hands to use effectively. And of course, the warrior can also do this, but the warrior has other options like leveling up dex in order to use the wing spear and things like this. So the bandit, since he doesn't really have optimal stats to use the wing spear early, you can just level him up like I just showed you, and two-hand the Zweihander in order to use it effectively. Again, if you try to use it with one hand without meeting the strength requirement, you'll do that. Slap 2 hands on that bad boy, and all of a sudden, you're swinging around this bad mamma jamma. With an R2, that's one of the best moves of any weapon that you can get early on in the game, and I'll demonstrate that. The reason it is, well, not if he's going to hold his shield up. Hang on. See how it kind of pancaked him there? That works on almost all enemies that you hit with this thing, as long as they're not holding a shield up. So even if that one hit doesn't kill them immediately, it'll pancake them and knock them down on the ground long enough for your stamina to recharge and for you to get ready to hit them a second time. And you can effectively stun lock most enemies in the game with it. Even ones that have like a lot of poise and are hard to take down. Oh. It doesn't work on every single enemy, but it does work on a lot of them. But of course you're going to be mid-rolling again because the Zweihander is very heavy. Well, if you get naked and you just have your weapon and your shield, there you go. But let's say you don't want to be naked, but you don't necessarily care about a shield. You can wear your pants with this sword as well. Let me demonstrate here that pancake. Bam. Look at there. Just knocked him straight into the ground and killed him in one hit. Of course, the Bandit starts off with a perfectly good starting weapon in the Bandit axe. Something I do need to point out about it is that it does whiff if you miss an attack, kind of like the Morningstar does, so like I demonstrated with the Warrior. You swing with the battle axe, you don't hit anything, it leaves you open to attack. Even so, it is a very good starting weapon. It does really decent damage. Let me see here. Let him bounce off my shield. Pop him a couple times with that Bandit axe. Let's two-hand it. And I bet it'll one-shot him. Yep, look at there. So as long as you're hitting an enemy, the Bandit axe is fairly fast. Has a nice vertical overhead R2. And the horizontal swings like that cover a wide radius. So if you've got multiple enemies in front of you that are kind of, all charging you at once, you can hit multiple enemies at once with it. So the Bandit axe, even though it's, a bit slower than the longsword, it's also very versatile in its moveset and pretty dang strong. But anyway, that's the extent of it. The Bandit, very good starting class with a excellent starting weapon and shield. Doesn't have the best armor since it doesn't have any poise, and the fact that you can't fast roll from the get-go with a full set of equipment, yeah, it's kind of sad, but you don't have to unequip much in order to be able to fast roll. And again, if you don't care about fast rolling and you just want to have all your equipment on and the medium roll doesn't bother you at all, hey, go for it. And maybe if you want to just stick with the Bandit axe for a while and you don't care about the Zweihander, use your souls to level up endurance, and then you'll be fast rolling in no time. I don't know exactly how many levels it takes to get to where you're fast rolling with all your equipment, but I know it doesn't take many, like 2, 3, 4 at the most. I don't think it takes that many. But anyhow, that's the Bandit. I love the starting class. And I'll see you guys soon with the next one on the list. Until then, y'all take care.